The weekly news is still produced every week, and if you'd like to see everything that it has in there, all sorts of useful information and some pictures, then the way to get hold of it is to go to our website or to Google Weekly News St. Peter's Harrogate. And the weekly news has been in the news this week, effectively, in that Bishop Helen Ann wrote a piece in the Yorkshire Post, which included a mention of something which was in our weekly news last week about St. Peter's serving 1,000 hot meals during April in lockdown. But even bigger news is that Sheila Pantin was on the Steph show this last week talking about VE Day, and she received 15.9 thousand views so far. So do go and check out that lovely video on the Steph show on Twitter. If we're talking about online notoriety, then there's a remarkable video I'm about to show you. Shows you some of the pitfalls of online worship, streaming worship. This is just one, happened back in March when everyone was just getting used to things. But this is to celebrate, we've done 100 online stream services so far in St. Peter's in the last, 50 days, I suppose, isn't it? It's coming up to that of lockdown. Here's a treat for you.
Buonasera, ci ritroviamo insieme per pregare, io in chiesa e voi a casa. Oggi è venerdì di Quaresima e vogliamo pregare con la Via Crucis e la benedizione. Buonasera.
So, of course, nothing like that has ever happened to us. I've been receiving lots of people saying, thank you for the card that I've received. And so if you've received a card and you don't know who they're from, then here's a bit of a clue. They're from Jill and Jan and Sarah and Helen. Don't be fooled by some signatures. Jill is not Kathy, she's really Jill or Gillian, and Jan is not John. But thank you very much to you for producing those cards and sending them out. Just another expression, so many going on around the St. Peter's community of expressing love for one another, our connection with one another, our shared fellowship in Jesus. Today, we're going to try and increase that fellowship. You might even get a chance to talk to one of those four ladies directly, who knows. Do stay after the service for Zoom coffee. Actually, you'll need to leave and come back again. We'll give you instructions at the end. They're also on the online worship page of the website. But as we come to the end of the service, do go and make yourself a coffee and come and join us again. And we'll be able to, there's a facility where you can put people into separate rooms of 3 and 4. And we'll just 10 minutes and then come back and join again. So we're going to give that a trial this morning and hopefully have a chance to talk to one another rather than just have this rather one-way kind of conversation. Today is the beginning of Christian Aid Week, and Christian Aid doing important work in relation to climate change and also in response to the COVID pandemic. Our preacher this morning, well, you can get pretty stellar preachers in this situation. We're going to have former Archbishop Rowan Williams giving the address later on. We've supported Christian Aid over the years, for many years, and they'll be particularly anxious because there's so much to do, and this week is so important in their fundraising program that if they lose the support that they normally have, then they'll be in very serious trouble. So let's give them that support, show that we still are right behind them and the work that they do.